Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the living room. That's right. We are live in my living room. That's why we're the ladies in the living room. It's your friends, the BravHos, Laura and Kristen, coming to you live on steamy Tuesday night in the summer. And get ready to talk about Jersey and the Watch What Happens Live 15th anniversary special. Let's get going.
Hello, everyone.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so
we are coming up on the 4th of July.
I know. It's a couple of days away.
It's a couple of days away. It's a little bit in the middle of the week, so it kind of is throwing me a teensy bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
we're hearing the fireworks already.
We're hearing the fireworks. So
Getting
if you've got
excited.
puppies, you got dogs, it's time to get the thunder shirts out.
Mine's already freaking out.
Oh, you're he's freaking out, or the
hiding
thunder
under
shirt
the table. Oh no,
is freaking out.
He's freaking out.
Oh, he's freaking out. That's terrible for these puppies.
Oh,
I don't have a dog, but I'm good. I want a dog. But I know that 4th of July is a crappy time for the pups.
It's so bad, especially dogs that have anxiety, which mine has.
Oh,
like he's horrible anxiety.
Poor guy.
He's all right. He'll be fine.
All right. It's going to be a 4th to remember. I'm heading up to Boston, so I'm already practicing my Boston accent.
I bet you do a mean Boston accent.
I don't do a great the Bostonites make fun of me.
They're the best.
Park the cat. But they make fun of me. They're like, you're terrible. They're like, yeah, that's the worst Boston accent. But now I got to move over to my Jersey accent.
Yeah, of course.
But before that, let's talk about our boy, AC, the king of Bravo Land, the king of Bravo Land.
With whom we would not be here if it wasn't for him.
We would not be here without. But the Watch What Happens Live on the 30th was the 15th anniversary special. Mm-hmm. How about our girl Portia?
Oh,
my favorite.
I think she's my number one.
All right, she's your number one.
She's absolutely.
She might be like my number 3. My number 1 is her buddy right next door, Phaedra Parks.
Mm-hmm. She's my number 2.
Love freaking Phaedra.
Or maybe they're a tie. I love her too.
Let me tell you, and Phaedra has gotten a lot of play off Traders.
Oh God, I have to tell you, I was late to the party. I'm watching Traders now.
Is it not the greatest?
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
It's such a good show.
Just
finish season 1.
Just
and
her
I'm on
little, the
season
way
2.
she blinks. Like, how does she even blink her eyes with how heavy the freaking eyelashes are?
I think it's an art. Is it an art?
And by the way,
she just has it down to an art.
Wait, if Phaedra probably is doing her own glam. Like, I don't think anybody brought glam, because if you see MJ is like MJ on the street. Like, MJ has no glam with her and is very clear. Not that she's not a beautiful girl and doesn't look pretty, but you could tell there ain't no glam. Now, I don't know if she's...
Now, they don't have the glam on that show like they would normally have,
is
right?
Phaedra sleeping in that shit? That's what I want to know. Like, she's looking fantastic.
I don't know what she does.
I don't know.
Like
maybe
I said, it is an art, and
maybe
some
she
people
paid.
are so just they have a gift with that.
Maybe she paid for her glam to come along. Not sure.
Could be.
Let's talk about our friends who were on the show. So we had, I love that Portia got first seat. Phaedra was second seat.
Portia.
Third seat was our buddy Jeff Lewis.
Love Jeff Lewis.
Jeff Lewis. Then came I love and worship and crave Jerry O'Connell. Mm-hmm. How much do we love Jerry O'Connell?
Well, I love that he's just like a regular guy, and he's such a big Bravaholic.
He is. You know what I love about Jerry?
I love him.
Jerry will forever and always be as handsome and as thin as he is now. Mm-hmm. He will always be the fat kid from Stand By Me.
I always go back to Stand every time I see him.
I love him, though.
Yeah, because when I saw him as this adorable, chubby little kid on Stand By Me, I never would have thought he grew up to be what he is now.
Right, married to the hot Rebecca Romaine.
Oh, a supermodel.
So but he's still the chubby guy down deep, which is why I love him so.
I love him.
So Jerry's in there. Then we get Sonia, and Luman, a.k.a. Luann. She is with the dark, deep voice.
With that deep voice.
Andy.
Yes.
Andy.
No one's got a voice like her.
And then, of course, our friend Tree.
Of course. Tree made how many visits did she make on Watch What
Happened
Lives?
Excuse me, let me refer back. This was her 44th time.
Unbelievable.
And she said her favorite time, which I thought was very sweet, was when Andy asked her to be on when he was going to say he was going to be a daddy.
Yes.
And now he's a daddy twice over.
Yes. Yes.
So talk to me. What were some of your fave moments of the show?
Okay, so speaking of Trey, now I think you know more about it than what I know, but there was some tension between her and Jeff Lewis. So she called Jeff Lewis out for not apologizing to her when she first came out.
Oh no, she said, "Why don't you apologize?" Oh, he just apologized. No,
yeah,
Andy
what was
said,
it, right?
Andy said, "Did you guys squash your beef?"
Yeah,
backstage.
Okay,
and she said, "Yeah," and there was a little disconnect because he's like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean what I said. And she's like, you didn't mean your apology? And he was like, no. I meant my apology. What I didn't mean was, so it's no biggie. It's really not that big a deal. And Tree, like, honestly, for somebody who's been on this for so long, like her skin is so thin because she basically, it was when he was on 2 T's in a pod who drive me up a wall anyway.
Yeah.
Ugh. Freaking, what's her name that I can't?
Tamra Judge and Teddy Mellick.
No, I like Tamra.
I love Tamra. You don't like Teddy so much.
I cannot stand Teddy.
Okay.
So basically, he was on there, and they, I guess, asked him, Jeff, who do you think should be fired from the Real Housewives? And he said, Tree.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Oh, my God.
So it's not a big deal. And he's like, look, it's just my opinion. And it's really not that big a deal. And I didn't mean it, and I apologized.
Okay.
So that's
where she's got the thin skin.
There's an inside beef on the beef that I just don't know about. But that's what I heard it was. Okay. That's what I read that it was.
Very recently, he had Melissa Gorga on his show. And I think overall, he's more Team Melissa than Team Tree.
You said that.
Yeah, so there might be that too. So
which is
between
fine.
that and him admitting that he would fire Tree.
But isn't it funny that Tree, honestly, Teresa, she could dish it out, but she really can't take it.
Yeah,
she's a
sensitive soul.
You know what?
I think she's underneath. She's very tough on the exterior, but she's like a sensitive soul underneath.
Yeah, I think she is. I think she's tough under the she's softer.
And when she gets hurt, she lashes out.
Oof.
That's my feeling, right?
It's nasty, though. So anyway, that was the thing.
So that was
I guess
interesting
they
with that
did,
part. Yep.
I guess they did squash the beef.
Okay, I hope so.
So so we had Melania
coming out with her unicorn.
that she came out when they figured out she was 3 years old.
Yes.
I mean, that just shows you the history.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years old.
Yeah.
Come on. And I feel like the horsey was not very accommodating this time around.
No, he wasn't.
The horse was like, I'm getting pissed off. The gay shark is going to get more time than me. And I need to get out. And I was like,
yeah.
And by the way, Melania was also graduating high school the next day. Which is crazy.
Yeah. She had a lot going on.
Come on now.
So, I mean, give her credit for showing up. But of all the Teresa kiddos, I think she's the most, kind of like outspoken, the most extroverted.
Oh my God. She was
Melania.
always,
like we all kind of love Melania.
Teresa always, Melania.
Yeah.
Screaming like on the top of her lungs.
The others they're all, first of all, they're all beautiful girls.
They're sweet
all
girls.
four
they
of them.
Really are.
The other 3 are a little bit more low key. Melania is like a firecracker. So anyway, it was cute that she was there.
We're drinking a little Prosecco in honor of saying cheers to Watch What Happens Live. So we're doing, we've got...
Cheers to Andy.
Cheers. We'll do a little...
Cheers. Here's to many more.
See, for our YouTube friends out there, we've got little raspberries in the champagne. We learned that from what movie was that?
Pretty Woman?
Pretty Woman.
Or there was strawberries?
Yes. No,
something like that, right? It brings
raspberries.
out the flavor.
Or was it strawberries? I think you're right.
Strawberries.
I think you might be right. It's
yeah.
either or. Strawberries or raspberries.
Yes.
And if you're in LA and you go to the Regent Beverly Wilshire, where they shot Pretty Woman, they have the Pretty Woman cocktail, which is champagne with either raspberries or strawberries.
That is so nice.
In it. So
Okay.
there you have it. All right. So that's just a little piece of
Watch What
I
Happens
love
Live. What did you like? Yeah.
Wait, I
talk about
love
it.
that Sonia finally sold the townhouse. She was
that's
like,
right.
"Oh my
That's
god,
right.
I
She talked
finally."
about it.
She auctioned that shit off.
Yeah, she did. She just had to get rid of it.
I think it had that poor townhouse. I mean, that was probably her big settlement from Morgan when she.
Yeah.
Because that house was 10 million probably 10 years ago, but it had
Big emotional attachment to that
and
house.
it needed so many
That
renovations though. the
was a little broken down.
the back patio was just piles of
yeah.
dog shit back there.
Oh
I
my
mean, she
God.
just needed to. I mean, everything was falling down, falling apart. But you can't beat. Come on, they even at auction. I'm dying to know. I can't believe I couldn't find. I looked it up. I couldn't find what it went for.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess maybe they were. I don't know if they had to seal it off or what.
We'll figure that out. We're gonna find that out.
All
I
right,
want to know too.
So we got
So that was
Luann overseas in the UK. She's getting
Meaning
having,
Tilda Swinton.
Oh,
is that her name,
yeah.
right?
Who's kind of like a genderless. You know what I mean?
Like androgynous looking.
Yeah, androgynous
actress.
looking. I think she's really cool looking, or they are really cool look. I don't know what her pronouns
Yeah,
are.
she's kind of fascinating.
She sort of is. And
Yeah.
didn't she win an Oscar?
She
I'm
either
pretty
won one
sure
or
she
she was
did.
not. I think she did win one.
I think
Or
she
she was
did.
at the very least nominated.
Nominated.
Very
It's an
good.
honor just to be nominated, dear. It's an honor. But Luann has doing great, and Dublin has just been fabulous.
Oh,
Dublin.
she's very popular overseas.
Very popular in the UK.
She had to make that known.
You know, God bless her, because Luann barely has a voice.
I know.
She's just, tall. Well, she's tall and gorgeous. Her body
Yeah.
is sick.
You saw her in person, right?
Her body.
And you
I've
said
se-
she's like,
her
a
body is
statue.
so sick.
Yeah.
She's almost 60.
Yeah.
But she's not getting
She
didn't need
looks
to be
damn
60.
good for
Her
60.
body is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. She's got it going on.
What else?
But we
got
love
here?
her.
Oh,
And
I
who else
love.
was-
Wait, I
yeah.
love that Luann's memory was meeting Natalie Cole, and meanwhile it was on a total another show.
It wasn't on Watch
It
What
just
Happens.
shows you that Lou.
They kind of had to correct her.
Lou is
yeah.
all for Lou.
Lou
is all
is
for
in a
Lou.
world called Luann.
She certainly is in a world called Lou. I mean, come on now.
But it's almost like Luann and Sonia are the yin and yang.
Oh my God,
You
I
don't
love
see
them.
one without the other. They're so good together.
Again, Crappy
it was
Lake.
very iconic to see the both of them.
Again, if
make
you
an
have not
appearance.
seen Crappy Lake, you must.
I have not, and
You
I
mu-
will be watching
Kristen,
that. I will be watching.
I might end the friendship.
Okay.
I could end the friendship over you not seeing Crappy Lake. This was one of the most
I gotta see
genius. These two crazy pantses in the middle of Crappy Lake,
Crappy Lake,
staying in this hotel that.
like a rundown.
I mean, so it wasn't run. I mean, it was a place that Luann would deign to stay.
Okay. Oh.
But God love them, no air conditioner. I mean, the whole thing
Oh,
was just
no, I gotta check it
beyond
out.
me.
Yeah.
It was funny. So basically, this whole show was like just a lot of
Yeah.
clips. It was basically a clip
lot
show.
of clips. And one thing I'll say too, I really did like that his parents were there.
Oh, Evelyn and Lou Cohen.
They're so
Evelyn.
adorable, his parents. It was
Evelyn
just great.
gets up for the shot ski.
Oh, and she gets up for the shot ski. That was
Do you
great.
think there was water in hers, or do you think there was actual?
I don't know, because if you notice, she went to the end, and then Portia at the last minute said, "No, Mom, you're getting in the middle. You're not going on the end." So she switched with Portia at the last second. So I think that it was real.
Listen,
there.
go Evelyn Cohen. I mean,
Go.
she's probably mid-80s.
I would say she looks
Good for her
great.
taking the shots.
Yeah.
And his father is so cute. I think he looks just like Andy. And
Oh, Andy is an image of his father.
he totally is.
Yeah.
And I think there's something about his father I think is such a comical look. Like, he looks like a cartoon
he's
character.
got a lot of character
He
in his
does.
face.
His face, like his
Yeah,
eyes.
I
think he's adorable as dad.
adorable.
Super cute. And
Yeah.
looks just like Andrew.
Oh my God, they are father and son. Absolutely.
So yeah, it was cute. I love how they showed the clips of where it started when he was the senior vice president of Bravo programming.
yeah.
That was cute when
That
he's
was
got
cute.
all that dark hair. He
Yeah.
even mentioned it. He's like, God, my hair was so
Dark.
dark.
Oh my
Oy,
God.
oy.
But he's one of those men that goes gray that he looks better, I feel like.
Wait, I think something that got lost in there, which I think Jerry was trying to cover up when Tree and Jeff Lewis were like, wait, what? What do you mean squashed our beef? He was like, and I think it was so great, and I would have loved for him to elaborate. He was like, I met Sonia's intern.
Okay.
I met Sonia's intern. The fact that Sonia has interns and the fact
What do these interns do?
It's like Kramer having the intern on Seinfeld, right? And he was like,
Yeah.
basically go get a chicken for my apartment. Like, what?
Yeah.
God bless the fact that these kids are getting school credit or maybe they're not getting school credit. Just the fact that Sonia, she's so genius. She has help for she's just
for
classic.
nothing. I don't know what
Classico, Romanesco classico. That's all I'm saying.
You gotta love her. Oh, and then the last thing maybe we'll say is it was very nice to see Dwight make an appearance at the end.
Dwight from Atlanta,
Yep.
who had his pants ever so perfectly what's that word? Tailored in the crotch, which was right up in Andy's face. I was like, ooh, Dwight. Dwight's still rocking the crotch. God knows how old Dwight is. I mean, you'd never know this. So there's a lot of makeup and a lot of Botox.
Well, he's been on Atlanta since the very
He's
beginning.
been on since he wasn't he like either he was a friend or he did the parties?
Yeah, he did the parties. He was a friend of
Dwight.
two, I think.
Dwight.
Dwight.
And I can't believe they rolled him out. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
Dwight.
right? Oh my God. So speaking of Atlanta,
So
if
it
you
was a
want to
nice
move
show.
on to so the Watch What Happens Live, wonderful. But speaking of Atlanta, so we will say again, so Kenya Moore is definitely, if you want to move on
she's
to other
gone.
news.
She put that statement out. She was where she. I knew that.
Gone with
she
the wind, fabulous.
She going with the wind, fabulous.
I
Donkey booty.
I'm kind of sad
Stallion
about it,
booty.
but we can talk about that because I just think she brings such good TV.
She does bring good TV.
She brings
But
amazing
she's also
TV.
like a dangerous. I feel like she's a
Loose
dangerous.
cannon.
Yeah, loose cannon. Like all of a sudden she's really calm, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam! Like these women will cut you up. Like.
Better be careful.
So when she used protection, a lot in her statement was a lot of, all I heard was like, where I feel protected, where my daughter and I feel we are protected. She used that, I think, 3 times in the statement.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, that's going to be setting up for a lawsuit. And I think she now is bringing a lawsuit against them. I don't exactly know what the terms of the lawsuit are, but she's going to try to make some dough on her way out.
Now, I heard that I think Atlanta was 3 episodes in when this happened.
What a dumb thing.
And what I did hear, too, is Britt Eady, who is the woman who was exposed.
And she's new, right?
She's a newbie. I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she she's somebody's friend. Remember we talked about this last time.
Okay.
No, maybe I'm thinking of another show. Sorry, technical difficulty.
No, she could be one of them. Like she could. I know Portia brought a newbie on that's a friend of hers. I don't know if that's her.
No, I'm
Probably
confused.
not.
I'm getting it all jumbled.
Yeah.
Might be a little the prosecco we're drinking for
Okay,
the,
could be the
watch.
Prosecco kicking in. I'm feeling jumbled too.
It's a little bubbles. It's the bubbles. Too many bubbles jumping around.
But I think that they had some beef going on that led up to Kenya maybe saying,
Kenya
okay,
dangerous.
you're coming for me.
She
I'm coming for
danger
you.
girl.
Now, I could be wrong. We don't see the show. We don't know. This isn't going to air until 2025. So it's going to be a while before we see anything. But it's only 3 episodes in. But I'm really just curious to see where this heads because Sheree,
she done. She by Sheree.
She made a statement saying that the show is sinking.
Well, listen, she's also probably not thrilled that she's been booted for the second time.
Ooh,
She's
my
out
God.
for the second time. But let me tell you, Sheree
Sheree
has milked this to death. So I'm not worried about Sheree.
Yeah,
She's got Cairo now, her son, who's gorgeous, tall, glass of water, out there modeling. Like, life has been good for Sheba Sheree.
Well, I see her on The Traitors, too, so I'm excited.
I
I just started The Traitors season 2, so I'm curious to see where Sheree goes.
And Sheree going to be, who going to check me, boo?
Who going to check
Who
me,
going
boo?
to check me, boo? Nobody's going to check Sheree.
We love that line.
But
would she return? Or then I'm saying,
No,
what
she's
about
done.
Phaedra? We got to bring another big name in, don't you think? I mean, look, Portia, she's the best.
I would love to see Phaedra back, but Phaedra, I didn't even know Phaedra was on Married to Medicine because it's not one of the Bravo shows I generally. I mean, I'll put it on.
Yeah,
I don't have it on, but she's apparently now she's attorney, funeral director, author, and holistic healer.
Good for
Say
her.
amen, Phaedra. Amen. I love me, Phaedra. And she was dating a doctor.
Okay.
So they were like, you know
okay,
what?
that's why
But
she's on.
God love, you want Phaedra on your network. Sorry, she's the funniest thing that ever hit the earth. And she's getting so much traction, as we said in the beginning, from the traders, being the trader.
Yes.
Oh, she was so good.
By the way, did she leave the Housewives on her own, or did they fire her?
Oh, well, listen.
Like, who
everybody,
would fire
listen.
her? But
It's just like when Danielle's out. Oh, my bubbles almost went over on my champagne, but I'm good.
perfect.
It's like Danielle coming out and saying she has to focus. You know, she's leaving Summer House, as you know, was in the news last week. But they always give them the option
Yeah.
of saying, I have to think about me now. No, you were fired. You were not asked to come back. That's Bravo being very nice to say, you put out whatever statement you want. We won't refute it.
Okay.
But sorry, are you kidding me? This is the best paycheck ever.
Oh my God.
This is the best paycheck. They're doing Zippo for it. Although all she's got to do is show up in the Hamptons and have a drink and bang balloon guy. Like what? Who's asking for a better gig? So, hence, do you not agree, my friend?
I agree. Even though she put out a statement,
of course, she's
profusely saying, this
of
was my
course.
decision, and I have to focus on me. I have to focus on my career.
Yeah,
but
or her website, whatever her website is.
her app.
You can do that while you're banging balloon guy.
Of course you can.
Are you kidding me? While you're laying in bed on the lounge chair over at freaking,
I
Summer
think
House.
this last season with Danielle, she got herself into a weird spot, and it didn't work.
She was just too much
at
of a
the
hoe.
reunion. Actually, I wasn't too happy with what she was saying at the reunion. She didn't even
She
say
also
much.
looked like she was from from the past. What the heck was she doing?
Yeah, the look was weird.
She tried for old Hollywood glam.
She was trying old Hollywood glam.
and it came out bad. Hollywood.
She's a beautiful
nothing.
girl. It just didn't work on her.
Did not work.
Some people it works, some people it doesn't.
Yeah, no, she
That
was
didn't
trying for
work.
it. Didn't happen.
But it looks like Summer House, by the way, is starting to film this week.
Of course, it's 4th of
So
July.
it's 4th of July, so this is exciting, and they are bringing new cast members.
Oh,
so
I
there's
hope.
like new people, maybe
Oh,
like
they
two
need
new
some
people.
new blood. They
we
need
shall
new blood.
see. They need new blood.
I know West and Jesse are. What did I just? Oh, Jesse. What would Jesse Solomon do? Yeah, he's got to be back.
He's definitely coming back. West is coming
I love
back,
West.
and Lindsay and Carl are back. So that's going to
Oh,
be fun.
Lindsay
How are
and
they going to be under the same roof every weekend?
Carl's going to be coming in on a walker in a wheelchair. And Kyle, we love you guys. I mean, Kyle has a great energy and has got the energy of a youth.
Love Kyle.
But Carl has really he has
know.
burned the last,
Mm-hmm.
come on, Carl. We need you to graduate. I think
Okay.
Carl needs to graduate.
Yeah.
But they're not going to kick him off because he's been on there from day one and they're trying to do a full arc on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's Carl. There was fuckboy Carl. Now there was engaged Carl. Now there's sober Carl.
Bravo needs him, but he needs Bravo too. So yeah, they need each other. He's not
Trust
going
me,
anywhere.
Bravo doesn't need anyone. They can find another Carl in 2 seconds, but a younger, hotter version. You know what I mean?
Well, he definitely needs Bravo. I mean, yeah.
The paycheck.
The paycheck that we heard so much about with the income and everything from Lindsay. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna move on, and we got to cover Jersey. You want to go right into Jersey?
Let's go right into
Let's go right into it.
We're coming off Kristen, right? We're coming off of
Episode 9.
The Punch. The Punch, or would you call that a punch or a slap or a bitch
smash?
slap, a smash, a clock?
A clock.
She clocked her.
She clocked her with a
clocked
drink.
her. Oh my God.
So we're coming off that.
We're coming off. This one's called what? Oh, Behind Enemy Lines.
Yes. That's
Whose
a good one.
lines are enemy? Oh God. All right. So we got the roundy.
Okay.
We're
we
seeing
got
them
the
all
roundy.
just get their lives in order.
Well, we know some of this episode is going to be about cousin Nick getting married.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Melissa and Joe are prepping for that because Joe is officiating the wedding,
Father
which is very nice.
Father
That
Joe.
was like one of the more special parts
Yes,
of this
I thought it was
episode.
very special. We
It
got to
was
talk
very
about that
special.
because I'm all about a gay wedding.
Oh, so am I.
We
And
are. So
yes,
Father Joe.
it was touching. So we got Father Joe.
So,
we
all
got,
right.
yeah.
Where do we start? We start out with Tree and Louie.
They're cleaning up from the party.
Yeah. Oh, right. From the aftermath.
The aftermath
Of the
of the
party. And
Yeah.
listen, I got something to say right off the top.
Yeah.
All right. So Tree is talking with Gia about what happened, right? So she's trying to tell you, I didn't really see it, but, she hit her with the thing and I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Gia, at the end of this episode, Gia's like, I don't want my name brought up. I want it dead. I mean, we could talk about that. But listen, I have to say this. I get it that Gia, because Melissa was like, she's a child. Who's talking to a child? She's not a child. She's 22 years old.
Yes.
And I feel like
and a law
Tree.
student.
Yes. And I feel like Tree is trying to cross her over.
Yeah.
Into, because why is she listen, all I'm saying is you shouldn't go into town hardcore on Gia. She has been, but now she's an adult. And if she's going to get in the mix and get down in the mud with her mom, then I'm sorry. I think she's fair game.
Yeah, of course she is.
I think she is fair game. And she's not a kid anymore. Sorry, she's not a child anymore.
She is not a child.
She can run circles around these girls.
For 22
Honestly,
years old,
she's
me, she comes across very mature.
And she's always been that way.
Yeah, she's always been that way. She's like the classic older sibling mentality.
I agree.
She's just, and I think a lot of Gia has kept the family together with everything that they've been through.
She's grown a lot from.
She's grown a lot, yeah.
From
and
I'm thinking about so many things in my head when I go to sleep in the morning, when I get up in the morning. The song that she sang when she was just a child. But, you know, Gia, I have to say, Gia saw the writing on the wall when she was like 6. And it's all come to fruition because it was all about Uncle Joe and not getting it right. Anyway, the Gia song, she even makes fun of the song. But at the end,
great.
I just have to say that up front, that if you're going to get in the mud, Gia, you should be talked about. And I get it. She doesn't want Fuda's name and out of her get my name out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But again, Gia,
I know.
Talking smack with your
she's
mother.
Look, Gia's got her own confessionals.
Exactly.
She's getting in
there.
there.
Talking smack
So
with mama.
when you're getting confessionals, it's like, okay, you're kind of working your way in here.
Agreed.
And she, by the way, is filming a reality show right now called Making It in Manhattan.
And I've been seeing these popping up. Even
Yeah.
Riley Burris. Oh my God.
Oh,
this is gonna be good.
This is going to be very
I
good.
mean, I don't know if it's gonna be good. And then Ariana Bierman.
I'm already hearing buzz that it's going to be very good.
Ariana Bierman, who's was the really smart one, and then she was the fat one, but now she's the skinny, sucked up one like Kim and the sister.
Yeah.
Is the sister on it? Brielle?
No, it's just Ariana.
And I love Riley Burris. I hope Riley brings the levity to the show. Because I love Candy.
And
love Riley.
Brooks Marks.
I don't know who that is.
That's Meredith Marks' son on Salt Lake City. And I'm not as familiar with Salt Lake City.
I'm not either.
So I got to get on board.
We got to get a little bit.
We got to get a little more Salt Lake City.
But I want to be able to discuss it intelligently.
Same,
and I can't really discuss it like intelligently.
Yes.
All right, Joe.
So anyway, so that's...
So
that
they're talking.
With
Who
so
was
then we're
first? I was in shock, right? And then when so she tells Gia, I got to do everything to get Jennifer and Danielle back together.
Yeah.
It's such a load of baloney. Such a load of bullshit.
Because Teresa likes them both. I like them both.
Yeah,
she's trying to be neutral in Switzerland.
Oh,
in this
Tree.
one.
It's such bullshit. Listen, her and Jen's friendship is such a joke. Like, come on. And like the other one, she's just like, I'm trying. All right.
Perhaps superficial, right? Okay, so then we're moving.
Shit show. Marge and Joe.
Yeah, Marge.
They're updating the house. Poor Joe Bonino. Poor Joe Bonino.
So what was he? He was working on the backyard. He was working on the pool.
And Marge had on the giant shades with the hoop. She looks like, I don't know, some kind of praying mantis, like with these massive things.
The looks that she has.
And she's got just the hair pulled back. You know, she's not wearing the wiglet.
No.
She's got the hair pulled back in the tiniest ponytail, like a little hot dog wiener, like a little small weenie. Like a little hot dog.
Also, did you see how her house was a little gaudy?
Oh, a little gaudy.
One room was like orange
a little
and
gaudy.
white.
Look at
All
Marge.
I kept thinking was, this is 1969. Psychedelic purple rooms,
Look
wallpaper.
at Marge. And what do you think her house is going to look like?
Oh, I know.
And you know what it smells like? I'm sure you walk in and it smells like
interesting.
wet dog. Yeah. It probably smells like a combination of wet Bella. Oh, and by the way, Bella just died.
Bella passed away.
Our condolences, Marge.
Oh, my
Our condolences. But I know her house smells
like... You cared so much for that dog.
Yeah. I mean, it was terrible. Yes. But I feel like it does smell like wet dog and maybe like tuna fish. I just feel like there's a lot of tuna being eaten in that house. I don't know why I think that, but I think there's a lot of tuna. I think Joe Benigno is gonna like tuna.
But he's there's a possibility that he could have prostate cancer. Marge is very worried. Joe is not worried, and Marge say, "I'm going to worry for the both of us."
She's like, I've been extra sweet to you, haven't I? I've been extra sweet, haven't I? Been extra sweet to you.
She's like rubbing his leg,
and then Joe's like, "'Cause you think I'm going to die? That's why you think I'm going to die."
But then he was saying something about, my prostate needs
he said,
a little
the secret
sex will help that. And she's like, "Do you want me to fondle you?"
I know. And then he was like, "Wait, no, because I think to fondle the prostate, you've got to go up the butt.
Oh my God.
You got to stick a finger to feel it. I think you got to go up the butt." So
okay.
Joe Bonino, thought of that, was like, "Oh, no, we're not going to do that. All right, Marge." So, but isn't it funny how the guys, just men in general, right? He's like, "I'm going to be fine," and Marge is like, "I'm not going to sleep."
Well, he doesn't look worried at all.
But
he's
that's
just
men.
like cool as a cucumber.
But that's men.
Yeah.
Because they know we're just freaking worrying
We're
for
the
them.
warriors, always.
I mean, some women are probably different, but majority.
Not the majority.
Women are just, we're women. That's the problem.
We're wired that way.
We're the pre-existing condition. We're women.
Yes,
that is our pre-existing condition.
It is. Okay, so we're going to move on to Danielle's house. She's decorating her house for the fall.
She's favorite
excited.
season.
I love
favorite. Who doesn't love Halloween?
And her house is probably really
done
done up.
God.
Oh, my God.
Her house is going to be crazy.
Yes. And she's getting ready for her Boujie Kidz relaunch.
It's the relaunch.
Party.
It's a new website, new collection. She's still on a high.
Yes.
From Fashion Week.
Yes, she's still on a high.
I got to mention this. In her interviews, the red dress off the shoulder, doesn't she look like she's going to stand up and do a flamenco? She looks like she's going to whip out the castanets and just be like,
She does, but I have to say, I like her hair.
Yes, I love her hair. I think she's very pretty.
She's got great hair, but she has it's like parted
always
in the
looks
middle
good.
and the bun. And
you see, that's why she had to
she
stand by her hair girl.
Red lipstick.
That's why she had to stand by the hair girl.
Of course,
because her hair girl does her right.
Oh yeah, she does.
Who's ever doing her hair is doing her right.
Yes, it's Marissa. Right? Isn't that the
but
one
she's
they had
the
the fight about?
extensions. I don't know if she's doing the styling.
She's not the styler.
She might be the stylist. Kristen.
Yeah.
She might be very much so, but I'm not sure.
It's a lot of hair people.
That girl Kayla put the party together. She's the only one she would trust to put the party together.
Right. She's the only one I would trust who knows my vision. I
right.
think she said. So this is Kayla who might want to try out.
Right. Or who they're trying out to
or they're saying,
show.
we got to reboot next year, so maybe her.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of people peppered in there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people peppered
They're peppering it in.
So basically,
I think they've already been preparing for this.
Of course.
From this
season,
they're preparing for it.
Again,
yeah.
What happened last week is the reason why this show needs to have a big old pause button. And we know, and by the way, what we were going to say is now Bravo. I don't know when this came out. Did it come out this past week? But now in lieu of a reunion.
Yeah.
What is it again?
They're going to do an alternate reunion where each side is going to do commentary on what happened in that final scene
at Rails, where we have been. If you want to check it out, go to Littler Podcast. What is it? I always get this confused. Fellow BravHos.
LITLR.
Littler. Yes, it's Littler Podcast on Instagram. You can go and you can check out the lay of the land because Kristen and I went there and we scarfed down a few steaks, a couple of burgers.
And we checked it out.
We checked it out. We were in the library room.
In the library room where
we didn't find any dead bodies. As far as we know, everyone's living. All right. So basically, Jennifer says she threw shit about, and she's like, she's out to destroy.
Yeah. She's not invited to this relaunch party.
She's not coming.
To say she's no longer invited. So she got uninvited.
Well, she said
she's out to destroy.
Right. She said, you're going to you're going to destroy me. Like, you're going to out to bash me as a person. And then you put your hands on me.
Yeah.
She's like, that was lethal.
What she said, where I come from, we call that yoked.
Yeah,
is that the word she used, yoked? I never heard that.
I've never heard you yoked me, but it means you egged me on.
Yeah.
You're egging me on, right?
There you go. Okay, that
you
makes
egged me on to the point where every hair on my neck stood up, and I was in complete self-defense mode. But I would have been in self-defense mode, too, because let me tell you something. If I saw Jen Aiden, and if she came at me, and we all know, we all saw it, she pushed her.
She shoved her.
Yeah.
It's like a shove.
Shove.
Right?
Like, Yeah. Oh, and Jen's of course got a different story.
Yeah.
But
and she goes into that.
She's right now she's focused on the relaunch.
Yeah.
Then they were talking about the dad.
The dad might come because he's in the fashion business too.
Oh, but then he didn't show because he couldn't. Oh, he got COVID.
Yeah, he got
she
COVID.
Was glad she invited him. So we're gonna hope for the best with your papa there, Danielle. We're gonna hope for the best.
Yes.
Prepare for the worst. Our friends, Paulie and Zola.
Our favorites.
Here they come.
And Paulie was wearing black.
Of course, he was fucking wearing black.
We're always going to talk about Paulie wearing black.
What the hell? Although he has branched out on 3 different occasions. On the golf course, he branched out somewhere. He's branched out a few times. I got to hand it to him. But of course, he's in the fucking black.
So when I was watching it with Dan the other night,
Dan's Kristen's adorable husband.
Yes, my amazing husband. He goes, his teeth really are very white.
Ah, fuck it.
You see these bright white teeth
He's
coming
just got
out.
the big old, they all went to the same place. They said, chiclets, please. We'll have the chiclet pack. We'll have the pack of chiclets, and we're good to go.
Give me the chiclets. I'll take the chiclets.
Dolores is sitting on the couch. She says, pretty soon I'm going to have an office to go to, Paulie. And he said, hey, it's just there, Dolores. It looks fucking amazing. There's a fucking shit. It's going to be big, and they're scammed a few. There's new shit and all kinds of crap. Computers and all kinds of shit.
And then she goes, if I was going into the office today, I would have called in. And he goes, you mean you would have called out?
Hey, you would have called out or you'd call in. And Dolores is like, I've never worked in an office before. And then I love what he says. This is classic. He says, well, what would you have said, Dolores? And she said, yeah, hi. I can't make it in. I had a very late night with my friends. They beat each other up, and I'm emotionally drained. It emotionally drained me. They beat each other up. I don't know if that would fly in a real office setting.
Yeah.
That it wasn't fucking Paulie as your call-in guy, as your call-out guy. But who knows?
May not have worked in a real office, but in her and Paulie's case, it might be okay if it's their company.
Oh my God! So then Fuda drove. Oh, and she didn't know if the other girls knew, but she said they're going to see each other at the wedding. Yeah. I love that that's how tight they are with Dolores, though.
Yeah.
And that's how long.
Yeah.
They've known her because she's going to Melissa's cousin's wedding, unless they just listen. I'm not sure what's going on, but the guys wanted it on the show. So do they want to then have a few housewives there to make it like legit? Like, oh, look, they're friends with Dolores too and Marge.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's all sort of put together.
Yeah.
So
but Rachel does call
she
her.
FaceTimes Dolo.
She FaceTimes her, and they talk briefly about the fight. Dolo fills her in.
Oh, I thought
Rachel says if she knows Danielle well enough, there is no coming back from this one.
Right.
So this is going to be.
And then it was nice because.
She's hosting that kids event.
Yeah, it was a nice kids event for the arthritis. So that's good. And Rachel is doing that. And Rachel is gorgeous, though. It's just the nymph nose that's the problem.
The nose is the problem. My mother called me before. It was kind of funny. And she started watching it. She just started watching Jersey. She doesn't
Is that
know it
because
well.
we're doing
and
the recaps?
And she goes, who's the one with the ski jump nose?
A little Bob Hope. A little Bob Hope. Remember they called him, had the ski jump. But hers is like nymph.
Yeah.
Like she looks like something out of the Hobbit land. What was that movie? What were those movies with the Hobbits?
The Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings.
God damn it. The Lord of the Rings. So Dolores is like, Jennifer pushed Danielle. She was like, what happened, Rachel? And she was like, Jennifer pushed Danielle and broke a cup in her face.
Yeah.
All right. And then Dolo, she was questioning Danielle's integrity as a friend. And then all hell broke loose.
Yes.
It was so much Rachel. And Rachel's right. She said there's so much nonsense in this group.
Yeah.
And she is right. And she's glad she's doing something meaningful.
She feels kind of humbled, right, that she's doing this event. This little thing for the arthritis.
Yeah, which was really nice. And we applaud Miss Fuda for doing this.
Yeah.
Now, of course.
She's gone through a lot with that.
She has.
And she's still going through it.
RA is a beast.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a beast.
Yeah.
And to have it from the time she's a kid.
Yeah.
You go. She still looks that fantastic.
She looks amazing. She looks amazing.
She's gorgeous. And
she's gorgeous. Oh, she is.
She's way too gorgeous for what's his face. Would you like a little more? We're drinking the Prosecco. Come on, for Andy Cohen. For our boy Andy.
Oh, yes.
Now we're getting ourselves to Bubbles went over. Bubbles went over. Now we're getting ourselves. Sorry, buddy. Now we're getting ourselves to the gay wedding.
Okay.
Which I thought they could have
Really,
spent
this
a
was
little
the
more
sweet
time.
spot for this episode.
Yeah, and
I loved it. I actually got a little choked up when I heard Joe Gorga officiating the wedding and what he said to Nick and Mike.
I agree. And
it
you know
was
what was
just,
cute?
and it was sad that Mike's family didn't accept and they weren't coming.
Oh, I know.
Right? So
it's hard to believe that still exists.
It's amazing.
In
this
2024.
Yeah.
Like my brother's gay. We couldn't love him more. We couldn't love his boyfriend more.
Yeah.
Like it's so backward to me that there would be anyone that would have an issue. But I know there's plenty of people.
Surprising, but there's plenty of people that still feel that way.
Right. I mean, I've only lived in like Los Angeles and New York. Yeah. We're on each coast.
Yeah.
What goes on mid-country, I don't know. And I don't know where the guy's from, but I feel for him. But it also, of course, brings it all up for Joe.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
Right. It was nice. It was very nice. It was good. You know, what was Joe saying? I love you when you came out. I loved you more than ever.
I know.
It was very
And they kissed on the
sweet.
lips, which I thought Joe was a real man because he's not afraid to kiss a gay guy
He's
on the
not.
lips.
No, you know what? I think Joe is a kind of guy. He's very, very comfortable in his own skin. Yes. And confident. And when you're like
him and
that,
Tarzan are not threatened by anything or anybody.
No.
But I love that he said when they were talking to the grooms and he's like, Joe just breathes love. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. And like the only one that he can't like breathe love to is Tree. Like, why is there such trouble?
Well, he was making the comparison that, you know, Nick's husband, with his family not like being there. He said, it makes me think of my family, how my sister's not going to see my kids' events,
I know,
and I'm not going to see her kids' events. And that is sad.
It's sad to
That's
think.
when it becomes a reality, like, wow, they're all that they have.
And when
right?
when these cameras go away.
Yeah.
And it all goes away.
Maybe
how
down the
in
road
God's
they're gonna
name
work
is
this
Joe
out.
Gorga not going to be at Gia's wedding?
Yeah, I know.
Like, come on.
Really?
Can't we just put it aside for the kids? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they got to figure it out because once all this goes away, it's going to be very quiet.
It's going to be very quiet. I think when the cameras eventually go down someday, who knows, right? You
they
don't
got
know.
to. Come on.
Yeah, come on. So then we're going to Jen A's house, and she's getting ready to have Tree and Fessler over. Fessler, I love her. You know something? I'm jumping ahead a little bit. I love Fessler even more in this episode because she's
I have a
trying
different opinion.
to make
For
me, I'm like she's trying. Well, she's not doing the best job playing neutral.
That's what I mean.
She's trying to fix things, but her heart is in the right place.
You see, nobody can
That's
do
how
that.
I see it with
Nobody
her.
can do that role except for Dolores. Do you
You
see
know
how
what?
everybody
Dolores
else gets
is a master at it.
But do you see how everybody else gets in trouble? Because
She's a master.
I'm watching this going.
She is. She's pretty
Fessy,
amazing.
Messy Fessy. But she's drank the Kool-Aid. She's drank the Kool-Aid. She's got to go over and play kind of an ass.
Yeah.
She's got to go over and like pretend to be friends with Jen and Tree and talk it out. We'll talk about what they talked about.
The thing with Jen and even the way she was interacting with Fessler, it just seemed disingenuous to me. You know, it's
That's what
almost
I mean.
like
It comes off
I just
fake.
want you. Yeah, she's.
It all comes
there's
off
a lot of fake there.
Fake because and if you're gonna go on the show, the problem with these women is you can't go on this show and expect to keep your friends.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
No.
Dolores is the only one that has pulled that off.
Yeah.
Everybody else who tries gets they get hammered. They get totally hammered because you can't play the middle.
No.
And that's this whole show is kill or be killed. Get with it or you're out.
You're out.
You know what I mean? So I see that anyway.
But it was, it looks like Jen is kind of, a little upset that Tree is going to be going to this Boujie party that Jen is now no longer invited to. So she's a little hurt by that. But then Tree was trying to say, well, I like the both of you, and
right, and she was
trying to be neutral.
Right, she was like, when they're over at, Jen's house?
At Jen's house, yeah.
Right.
Like Tree's trying to explain it, and then what did
Tree's
Jen say?
like,
if someone
I'm
hit
sorry.
me upside the head.
Right.
If someone hit you upside the head, I would have a problem with that.
But you gotta love like the terminology that you use. Like, right? Like if somebody hit you upside the head, I wouldn't be going to their house for a party. And Tree's like, like, you know what I mean? Oh, and then I like when she was like,
Tree feels like she needs all the friends she can get on the show
I
at
feel
this
like
point? Is
Tree
that it?
just needs somebody to film with her.
Okay.
All right. And and Jen's like, I'll do it. I'll be your little puppet because I know that she knows that Teresa is the queen.
Of course.
So she's not going to get the
sticking with
boot.
the
She's
queen.
going to stick with the queen. That's probably why she made it through all the, episodes where she's gotten physical in the past.
Yes.
Is because she was friends with Tree. And she's like,
always
I'll film with her.
She's always been Tree's
But
lackey.
I like when she said, saying, like, so she's saying you pushed her first. Did you push her hard? And then she's like, get up.
Yeah, and they reenacted it.
Right. And show me how to,
Yeah.
And she was in my face, right? And I just went like that, like a soft push, she said.
Yeah.
Jen.
Which wasn't soft.
Jen.
No.
Liar, pants on fire. That was not what happened. It was not a soft push. That was a move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, get out of my face, girl.
And as a reflex, Danielle just went right back. Like, hey, okay, now
and then Jen was like,
pushed me, I'm getting you back.
And then she was like, I actually felt bad. And then Tree was like, I was shocked that you said she stole from a charity.
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, I never said that. I was confused because she said she paid for her time. So I was confused.
Yeah.
Meaning, I think what she was meaning.
I'm confused by this.
I'm a little confused too.
I don't get it.
Well, it's very hard to follow because they're throwing so much shit in there. But I really think that what she meant there was what Danielle meant was I'm paying back the vendors.
Yeah.
And then I'm giving what's left. And I think that is 100% totally fine.
Yes.
We talked about that the last time. I'm sorry, Jen Aiden, again.
Unless you have Jen Aiden's money.
Correct. Listen.
Where you say, I'm going to pay for everything.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to give everything
donating
to the charity.
Basically, Jen Aiden's donation is all these people coming in.
Right.
It's so stupid. And then she said, and then Fessy. See, this is what I didn't like Fessler.
Okay.
Because she said,
she's getting a little biased
you don't charge for your time.
Yeah.
You don't charge a charity for your time. That's shitty.
Yeah.
Jen, what are you talking about, Fessler? She didn't do that.
She didn't.
See,
she
this
didn't
is what I
pay
mean by
herself
Jen.
for her time. See, Jen A is trying to say that Danielle also paid herself for her time.
Right, which is not
which
true.
Which is conflicting. That's not what Danielle. I don't think Danielle did that. At least that's what we're understanding, right?
And then she was like, and then Jen again. She's great, Aiden.
Yeah.
Great about flipping around. She's like, I felt she was calling to sabotage her hair, girl.
Yeah.
And then she was like, are you getting paid? And she's like, we should be getting paid.
Yeah.
Doesn't she do your hair extensions like for free?
Yeah.
Jen says, and she's like, yeah, and I post for her. That's enough.
Yeah.
But like, that is enough.
Yeah.
If their reach is wide and far. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You don't think this woman that she does her hair, girl, when she posts, all these chicks that follow her that are even live in New Jersey aren't like, everybody, ASAP, Marissa, now get over there.
Yeah.
We want the Jennifer.
Yeah.
Sorry, we want the Danielle. But I'm confused as to why she called Danielle because Danielle's not her person, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she was just trying to gather more Jersey ladies to come in and be like, look, I do the whole cast.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But
it is very confusing.
But
this part is so confusing.
It's so screwed up, though, that she would even,
But the fact that Jen A must have concocted all of this in her head, like to say, okay, for this season,
she's twisting it.
This is going to be my storyline, and this is going to be my beef with Danielle.
All she did was twist it around. You could twist around any story.
Around. And if we're going to go back, I think that Jen A is holding a grudge on Danielle from last season when Danielle was
is that
telling,
what the Laura thing is? The Laura thing is they keep. She said my first red flag was when she called me. She called yelling at me like, "What's wrong?" And she was like, "What's wrong with this woman?"
Yeah.
But it's Lara. Is this Lara thing?
This is the Laura thing. She's the friend who put out that whole cheating rumor. She's the one.
Oh, that's where I was getting confused.
Where the cheating rumor
what are they talking about?
Originated from Laura, who witnessed it apparently, or whatever. She's the one that started the rumor.
Okay,
but
I get it.
When Jen A told Danielle about that cheating rumor last season, and then Danielle said, "I have to let Melissa know about this," and she's like, "No, don't do that." Meanwhile, Melissa knew about it anyway, but it looks like that was their explosive fight last season.
I see.
Was Danielle outing that? No, I think Jen A holds a grudge, and I think she was concocting in her head this season, I'm going to go for Danielle. She
doesn't like her anyway. Let's just be honest.
No, she doesn't like her. I think she's threatened because Teresa likes her. She's like, no, Teresa's with me. So I'm going to get Danielle out of this group. So she just wants her out of the friend group. And I think that's what a lot of this is.
But Tree was like, your feelings are validated.
Yeah.
Oh, and she almost lost a tense there. Like Teresa was almost like validate. And then she's like, oh, wait, I got to do past tense validated. I was like, uh-oh, Tree.
She corrected
Don't
herself.
lose it, Tree. Don't lose. Like, we're going back to the Watch What Happens Live thing, though.
Yeah.
They have one of the clips. One of the clips is Tree and Joe.
Yeah.
And they're like, can you say, do you know what? And the word was anesthetist.
Anesthetist?
Like an anesthetician. Like,
right.
Like anesthetized. Now I'm like, And
that was with her and Joe,
and
right?
Oh, my God, it was so funny.
That was
She's
so
like, wait,
funny.
what?
That was probably like one of the first appearances they ever had on Watch What Happens Live.
So then there's the whole thing. Then they just keep going, and Tree's like, I feel bad. I'm going to Danielle's event. And Jen's like, it's fine. I'm not going to tell you not to go. But then Jen's like, I'm disappointed. I thought you were a loyal friend, and now you're going to go to this girl's party who hit me. That's no good.
Yeah, that's
Jen
no good.
says. That's no good.
And then Fessler was kind of making the comparison, like, it's kind of good that you guys have this, nice interaction about it for the most part. Whereas with me, Marge and Rachel are so upset with me.
Right,
because she's trying to forge a friendship with Teresa. So she was making that comparison. I mean,
and then she's like,
it's very intertwined.
Tree's like, Danielle hasn't done anything to me yet.
Yeah.
That
I'm curious to see where Tree and Danielle's friendship lead. So
I mean, apparently there's some sort of feud brewing with these two. Like, who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Going on.
Listen, we all know they're not ride or die for each other. I mean, it's completely stupid.
No. I think it's completely for the show.
Oh,
from
absolutely.
both of them. So then we go back to Marge's house really quick, and poor Joe is now working in one of the bedrooms. It looks like he's doing some renovation work in the bedroom.
Oh, and she got the book though.
But she got the book.
She gets the
book.
But
it wasn't personalized.
It's like, look, it's like I don't even know her.
It's like I don't even know her.
Like I don't even know her.
But I'm wondering, did Jackie? Now, by the way, Jackie wasn't in this episode at all.
Jackie is so useless on this show.
They need a break from.
Jackie is useless, like absolutely useless.
Jackie.
But I love that in this scene.
I have a soft spot for Jackie. I still feel bad for her.
I do not. Jackie and her jean jacket
but
need to go away.
But they needed to give her a break this episode. She didn't make it.
But wait, I love that Marge calls Joe Baby Joe. Oh, and by the way, her friend Lexi shows up, and I'm like, it's like an android of her.
She's a doppelganger.
She's like does Marge make her friends dress like her?
Taller version of Marge.
But does she make her friends? Okay, if you come over, you have to wear my soiree hat.
You got to look just
like me. You have to look just like me. You have to wear a wiglet. You have to wear a wiglet. You have to look just like me, Marge. And now let's go see Baby Joe. I thought that was great.
Okay.
It was horrible things about me to Dolores. Horrible. She says horrible things.
Horrible. And anyway, so they give a call to the doctor, and he has to get an MRI, and it looks like his. What did they say?
Put me through. Can you just put Marge?
There was abnormal results.
Yeah, Marge is like, can you just put me through? What do you mean? It's not good. He wants an MRI. Can you just put me through? Put me through.
I got to talk.
Can you imagine being Marge's
She's very
doctor?
Persistent.
And then there's Joe. Why? Joe's a grown man. Why does he have to sit there with his tail between his legs while you call for him?
It's just like, well,
Come on,
she's the
Joe.
dominating one in that relationship.
All right, so he wants the MRI, and he says, look, it's probably, quick.
If
It's
they
probably
catch it,
they
it'll be
caught it
early.
early because the numbers weren't that high. Then, of course, I'm asking my husband, so what's your PSA? I'm like, do you know? And he was like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with Dan.
He looked it up, and he was like, oh, mine's good. So it's probably just like a thing they do on all men
talk
over
to Dan
50.
About it. Yeah.
Check your PSAs, fellas.
Please, everyone over 50 who's a man
God
out there, check
damn
your
it.
PSAs.
Marge is very dramatic. No, Joe, she's freaking out. Joe, I'm freaking out. Why am I freaking out?
She's
Joe,
crying. Why am
Joe,
I freaking out?
Joe,
No,
why
you're
am I
not
freaking out? Shit, you're not freaking out. Because Joe can't freak out because he's married to you, Marge, in charge.
And she had the big bun in her. Well, she had like a bigger bun in her hair this time. So then we go to the Boujie Kidz party. And
the relaunch.
I love this. She said the relaunch party. It's a Katy Perry inspired music video.
I love
That's
it.
That's a perfect way to say it.
Cotton
that's
candy.
Exactly what it looked like.
Cotton candy.
Yeah, it's a wonderland of what Boujie Kidz stands for.
And I love that she said if Danielle vomits, this is probably what the vomit would look like. This whole party.
And she had a crystal bra on. I mean, she went
great.
all
And
out.
I like, she's like, it's a wonderland of what Boujie Kidz stands for. It's cool and hip and fun. I was like, all right, good for you, Danielle.
She can throw a party.
Yes,
give it
the
to her.
crystal bra was fabulous. And somebody was like, you look like Selena for a children's event.
I I have a prediction about Danielle.
Talk to me.
I could see her going on Dancing with the Stars.
Could you
not?
She would be perfect. And then she would do like a tribute dance to little Dominic. What's his name? Is his name Dominic?
Her son, Dominic, yeah.
She would do like a tribute dance. This is for Dominic and Valentina. She would only dress in Boujie Kidz clothes, and there would be the small sizes, so everything would be hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm putting it out there. She's going to be on Dancing
with
the Stars.
All right, Kristen, you heard it here. Kristen says she's going on Dancing with the Stars with the crystal bra.
Yes, with the crystal bra and the glitter and the hair extensions and the whole thing. I can see her on it.
And it was funny. She was like, your father's coming. You're wearing the crystal bra. And she was like, I'm sure he's seen worse.
That was
looked like, you know what it looked like to me? It looked like a Pepto-Bismol party.
Yeah, a little bit.
It looked like a Pepto-Bismol and a clown just threw up, or Danielle threw up.
But if I was a kid and I walked in that party, I'd be like, oh my God, this is great.
It was cute though. You'd go through all the stations and that's how you become a bougie kid.
Yeah.
Like, it was cute. It was
very
a very
creative,
and
very
the
cute.
Little
and
kid
that was
DJ.
her friend involved. What's her friend's name again? Is it Kayla?
Oh, yeah, Kayla.
Who put that together with her.
Excuse me. I'm also fascinated that Danielle's mom's name is Angel.
Oh,
is that short for Angela?
It's probably short.
Because I was like, Angel
just
doesn't ring true for me. She's like, here comes, and she's like, oh my God, it's great. And I thought, I don't know.
I like her mom.
I liked her mom.
Stepdad. They're
and
very
the donuts.
Cute.
Those donuts looked amazing. I wanted to dive in and grab myself
it was like
donuts.
A tower of donuts, wasn't it?
Oh my God, it looked fabulous.
See, every time I'm watching these episodes, I get hungry. Oh my God.
But everybody's like, it looks amazing. It's so amazing in here. It's amazing. I'm like, can we find another word, girls?
Anything other than amazing.
Amazing.
But
all right.
Other than Gen A, I think every housewife showed up.
Yeah,
they all came to support Danielle, which was nice, including Tree, Dolo,
Yep,
Marge,
they all showed up,
Melissa.
all at different times, though.
Yeah,
they must
all came,
stagger the times. So, like, let them talk, then we'll bring Dolo.
Yes.
Let them talk, then we'll bring Tree.
Yeah, but this party turns into a headache for me.
It's a headache.
Rachel annoyed me so much.
She was so dramatic over nothing. The whole thing is so stupid over nothing. When Danielle's like the darkest human being on the face of the earth.
Oh my God.
Stole from a charity. And there's Rachel again, once again, in the big fat freaking rose dress. The rose that ate Rachel.
The Venus flytrap. I know. Oh my God. The worst. But anyway, so Fessler is there, right? So Fessler goes right over to Danielle. She's talking to Danielle, but yeah, you're right. This is where Fessler didn't do so great.
See, but I thought, she's just like, well, she thinks she made money on it.
She's defending Gen A.
Yeah,
to
why?
Danielle.
It's so dumb.
This is the girl that, shoved her.
Danielle, and I love when she's like, Fessy's like, she thinks she made money on the charity, and Danielle's like, that's psychotic.
Yeah,
I love that too. That's psychotic. Okay, we pray to God. She prayed to God that when karma rains down on her family, that God has mercy on them because it's going to be bad.
And she said she lost
She shoved me aggressively. She said aggressively. And plus, she said she has a different story on that as well.
Yeah.
She said you were in her face and she was feeling threatened.
Yeah.
And then she clocked me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Danielle, how could I punch her? I had a cup in my hand. Thank God I had that cup in my hand. She's right. Because if she didn't, she probably would have went
punched
pow!
Her.
And straight in the kisser, straight in the nose.
Yeah. Something bad would have happened.
And then
the drink actually was like cushioned it.
See, but this was annoying. This is what again annoyed me about Fessler. She went, you had a part in it, right? And Dan's like, and then Danielle said, sounds like you have her back.
Yeah.
And she did. And she goes, well, I'm friends with her too. See, this is where I was like, I can't stand you, Jen. What are you doing? You were cool 3 episodes ago when you were playing the guitar, singing Amazing Grace or whatever the hell it was that she was doing. Now she's a freaking nightmare amongst this,
See, I'm Team Fessler in this episode.
No, I'm not Team Fessy as much as I love her.
Yeah, I love her, but
and then she's like, she's lucky I didn't punch. I didn't knock her head off her shoulders, Jen Fessler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So she is right.
Yeah.
And then Dolo shows.
Yeah.
Your friendship is coming at a cost. There is no good in that person, Danielle says. And then Tree shows up.
Yeah, I know. Tree comes with Gia and Melania, and Dolo comes, and Danielle is talking with them, and she gets into the whole Marissa hair extension story.
blah,
and when
blah.
Tree is coming over to talk with them, Rachel immediately walks away and says, I am not talking to her. I'd rather talk to a child than to her.
Because she was defending John Fuda because he said the thing about Gia. And that's when Gia comes up to her and says, look, whatever's going on, tell him to keep my name out of his mouth. I want it dead or whatever. And she was like, no, John was, wasn't trying to bring it up. He was just trying to compare ages or whatever.
Yes.
So.
Well, see, this is where I was on Fessler's side because she was.
No, I was on her side too.
Yeah, because she was trying to justify to say, Gia, don't be so upset.
Right. He wasn't bad mouthing you.
He wasn't bad mouthing you.
But why Rachel
Gia was like, I just want my name out of everyone's mouth. Now, really quick, I understand why Gia's upset 100% because he was talking about him being a drug dealer and he didn't have to bring her name into that when he was at the housewarming party. Right. Why are you bringing Gia into this? Because some rumor was out there about her supposedly doing cocaine. He had to bring that in. So he didn't need to do that at all.
No, but he was just trying to say I was younger than Gia is now.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what he was trying to say. And then Fessler was like, no, that's not what he meant. And he wasn't trying to say anything bad about you. And then that's why Rachel stormed away.
Yeah.
Because she just heard her even defending. She's like, what does this woman not understand about not defending?
Yeah.
And then.
But Rachel was upset because she was just talking about it.
Right. She doesn't even want.
Defending Rachel's husband.
But she doesn't want to be defended. She doesn't want any part of Fessy doing anything. And she was like, Marge is like, you really have to stop campaigning. And she's like, I wasn't campaigning.
She wasn't
campaigning. They brought it up. It was them. I was defending him. She's like,
this is where Rachel was acting like a baby, like Fessler said.
Right, of course. She was acting like a jerk. And then.
Nah, that one, I wasn't. I think the way Rachel handled that whole thing was very immature.
Right.
Wasn't really like she was getting really caught up in emotions. And,
it was stupid. And then it was back and forth with Marge saying, don't campaign.
Another confusing fight, right?
Yeah, just
like a fight a fight out of nothing. Another fight out of nothing. So that was a little annoying.
And then Tree comes over and they go through the whole story again.
Yeah.
Can't you? I never heard her say that. Tree is trying to half defend Jen.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jen to make stuff up. It's like, come on.
What was kind of funny in Danielle's confessional was she was like, okay, I know Mother Teresa.
Oh, yeah. She said,
she's like Mother Teresa.
Yeah, she said,
doesn't want to admit that her girl did something wrong.
Right.
But trust me, she's going to be friends with you no matter what.
She's like, I'm not expecting Mother Tree to show up.
Yeah.
But your girl messed up. Just say that, and it's okay. And she'll still be your friend. Yeah. And trust me, she'll be your friend.
Trust me, she'll be your friend.
And she's like, I was in shock. She's like, you are dark.
She's
So
dark.
evil.
She said Jen is dark and evil. Tree says she's not evil. That's Marge.
Right. She said no one's as evil
call
as
Jen
Marge.
Evil when Marge is Satan herself.
Right. She's friends with Satan herself.
And
then Satan shows up. Then cut to Marge in the pink. Hello. Oh my God. Then Melissa arrives. Hello.
So.
And then she's like, I worked my ass off for this. I'm not even thinking about it.
This is BS.
And then she lets all this other bullshit. Now it's the same bullshit.
Yeah,
again.
I know. We're getting back into the weeds.
Right. And so don't mention me or my kid. Gia doesn't want her name. Just we talked about all of
we
this.
were talking about that. The Gia, and I'm going to call him John Fupa. Are we calling him John Fupa?
John the Fupas, yeah. John Fupa, the Fupas.
John the Fupas. So the whole Fupa drug situation.
And it's the same.
Gia said she doesn't care who you are. Don't mention her name in an analogy. He should mention his own kids' names. Don't mention her name.
And look, Gia can stand up for herself.
Well, no,
Gia's an adult.
She's an adult.
Melissa was like, she's a child. Don't talk to a child.
This is the part where Melissa said she's a child. She is not a child.
She's not a child. You see her as a child.
Yeah. Well, she knows her, since she's a baby, of course. So maybe she sees her that way, but she's not a child. So.
And this was the whole don't campaign for her.
Yeah.
Marge is saying don't campaign. And she's like, I'm not. I was just literally, Gia brought it up.
Gia brought it up.
I am, and so.
Yeah.
Fine.
And she was just happened to be having the conversation. But. Yeah, Fessler comes over to Marge and Melissa and Rachel telling them that, she was coming to John's defense basically with Tree and Gia. Rachel storms off. She's upset really for no reason.
And she's saying, you shouldn't even be having the conversation. Don't even have that conversation. Walk away. It was so stupid. Rachel looked like such a dum-dum. And then Rachel to Fessler was like, why are you yelling at me? And she's like, because you stormed off.
Yeah, and she wasn't really yelling at her anyway.
She wasn't. It was so stupid. It was all so contrived. It was all so dumb.
Yeah.
Like, guys,
it was
come on.
Very contrived.
If you're going to fight over the, fight over the fight. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, don't fight over this stupidity. Like, it just looked like, again, what is happening on the show? It needs to go on pause. And then the final ending line where she said about the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Where she said, what did she say again? Like, you should have it up your ass, or Teresa's ass, or what was it? Somebody's ass.
She goes.
Rachel.
She should be wearing a T-shirt that says, I am up Teresa's ass and Jenna's ass.
Ass. It's up your ass. It's up your ass. And then they stormed off. All right.
This is Fessler. She's saying that about Fessler.
Right. And it's like, okay, Rachel.
So, okay.
And then we're out.
But we're out. It gets testy though next week. It looks like Dolo and Marge are getting into it a little bit, but then Danielle tells Jenna, you look like shit, by the way. I'm like,
all right.
Did you just say that?
Tell us how you really feel.
Tell us how you really feel. So there's going to be a lot coming. And it's leading up to this big fight that's going to happen that we keep talking about.
Kristen, you know what? Kristen, this episode, this whole series is wearing on me. I feel like I'm aged. I feel like I've aged like 25 years since it started. We're only on the freaking 9th episode.
To try to wrap your head around all of this.
This is why the show needs a pause.
It needs a pause. It's too much. It's a lot of nonsense
and it's so
fighting.
Contrived nonsense
fighting.
Give us, you had something
that
there.
turns very dark at times.
Dark and dreary.
Yeah, it is dark and dreary.
These girls that,
this, I have to say, I would say this episode was like, Like last episode was a little better than this one.
Absolutely. The clock heard around the world.
Yeah, right.
All right,
so
listen.
I'm looking forward to the next one. Hopefully it picks up.
Listen.
More to come.
Everybody.
Yes.
Have an amazing 4th of July.
Yes.
Get out there. Enjoy some fireworks. If you have dogs, put them in a thunder shirt. Get some trazodone. That's what my cousin does for her dogs.
I think I'm going to be getting some for my dog.
Get some trazodone. I got some upstairs I can hand you.
Please.
Knock them out.
All right, I'm going to take
All right, listen. So everybody follow us if you can. Ladies in the Living Room on YouTube.
Yes.
Littler Podcast on Instagram. And fellow BravHos.
We put some funny reels on Instagram, so please listen.
Yeah, Kristen was out in the Hamptons this weekend, unrelated, but she was at the Justin Timberlake scene of the crime. So go check that out.
Yes.
And
I was looking for a housewife, but I couldn't find one.
That's all right. We'll find one. We'll get back out there.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna get one. We're gonna find one. We're gonna have one on this show. Mark my words. My Boston accent's coming out. All right, listen. So we'll
happy 4th of July, everybody. Yes.
And we'll see you guys next week.
We will see you next week.
All right, we're
Looking
out.
Forward to it. Okay.
Out from the living room.
Bye.
Bye.